Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. My name is Dino. It's an exploration of Nicholas Carr's article, Is Google Making Us Stupid? And this deals with the cognitive impact on reading. More specifically, the focus of this video is reflecting on tech's impact on reading and how it's impacted that, and by default, the way that we as human beings think. Here's a quote from Carr's article. Over the past few years, I've had an uncomfortable sense that someone or something has been tinkering with my brain, remapping the neural circuitry, reprogramming the memory. My mind isn't going, so far as I can tell, but it's changing. I'm not thinking the way I used to think. Has your brain or mind changed from tech use? If so, has it changed worsened since COVID? And the reason about COVID is the amount of time people spent online because they were less able to go outside. I'm going to read these quotes and give you, there's a provocation for you to think about. Quote, I can feel it most strongly when I'm reading. Immersing myself in a book or a lengthy article used to be easy. My mind would get caught up in the narrative or the turns of the argument, and I'd spend hours strolling through long stretches of prose. That's rarely the case anymore. Now my concentration often starts to drift after 2 or 3 pages. The deep reading that used to come naturally has become a struggle. Has reading become a struggle, or at least different for you, after reading so much online, presumably? I'm sure many of you have felt some kind of shift in how you read and some of the difficulties with reading longer stretches of text. As the media theorist Marshall McLuhan, the great Canadian, pointed out in the 1960s, media are not just passive channels of information. They supply the stuff of thought, but they also shape the process of thought. My mind now expects to take in information the way the net distributes it, in a swiftly moving stream of particles. Once I was a scuba diver in the sea of words. Now I zip along the surface like a guy on a jet ski. Do you find now that you zip along the surface of text and thought rather than do deep dives, partially enabled by our increasing use of online technology? Here's the context of a university professor to give you some thoughts. University of Michigan pathologist Bruce Friedman, who blogs regularly about the use of computers in medicine, also has described how the internet has altered his mental habits. I now have almost totally lost the ability to read and absorb a longish article on the web or in print, he wrote. His thinking has taken on a staccato quality, reflecting the way he quickly scans short passages of text from many sources online. Similar to Friedman, who, he's a University of Michigan pathologist, so obviously he's a bright person. Do you also struggle reading on and offline? Do you have a harder time reading long pieces of text? Developmental psychologist Marianne Wolf worries that this style of reading promoted by the net, a style that puts efficiency and immediacy above all else, may be weakening our capacity for the kind of deep reading that emerged when in earlier technology, the printing press made long and complex works of prose commonplace. Our ability to interpret text, to make the rich mental connections that form when we read deeply and without distraction, remains largely disengaged. From this again, do you have problems deep reading online? How would you remedy that? And what do you think of the long-term impact of shallow reading is? What happens when a generation of younger people reads purely or almost exclusively on the net and has this kind of shallow reading? What's that going to do to their ability to read, to comprehend complicated text? What does it mean for them trying to deal with complicated thoughts and ideas? That was Is Google Making a Stupid? Cognitive Impact on Reading. Please feel free to like this video. And please feel free to comment. Have you, the recurring issue that I was surfacing, and the recurring question was, are you having problems when you read text? Do you struggle? Why is that? Is the internet making it harder? Is it making it better? Is the ability to get more and more information by the internet, does that outweigh your inability maybe to read as deeply as you once did? Please feel free to comment on those issues or anything else. And if you like this type of content, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Thanks a lot.